Here's the question that we all want to know going into the future. Can Kyle Shanahan win a Super Bowl as a 49ers head coach? And I'll give you some explanations of why yes, it's possible, and why no, it can't happen. And here's why. We can't stay healthy. Quarterback consistency is important at the position. They can't stay healthy. So, how are you supposed to win when you don't even value pass protection? I think getting pass protection is more important than getting sometimes run blockers. Run blockers are great when you want to run the ball, but you need to value more pass blocking. And that's where we've led the league with most injuries at quarterback. And a lot of our injuries have been too physical. So I think if we were to have less injuries and we had a quarterback who can stay healthy and play within the top 15 or so, I think we have a better chance to win a Super Bowl. If Kyle Shanahan doesn't get too cute in the big games, then I think we can have a different opinion about Kyle Shanahan. But one thing about Kyle Shanahan is he forgets where he started from the season. He changes up shit, and that's why we lose the big ones. So you can say what you want. What would we be without Kyle Shanahan? That is a question we'll never know because I don't think he's ever going to be gone at the moment. It's going to be hard to replace him. I know there's a lot of our fans that want to replace Kyle Shanahan because of the way we've been playing. We've been winning games, but we just haven't won the Super Bowl. And the window's going to start closing if we don't capitalize. Forget about his past. Has he learned from his mistakes? That's the question we all want to know. And I'll say this. Kyle Shanahan just needs a quarterback he can trust, and he needs a quarterback who can command the offense. Kyle needs to let that guy be the leader instead of telling him what to do. You got to stop babying these quarterbacks. Let them fucking play. Let them call them shots when they feel like the play's going to work. But Kyle likes to control, and that's the problem right there. I don't think you see that with Sean McVay. I don't think Sean McVay doesn't control Stafford. I think he calls the plays, but I think at times he lets his quarterback do his shit. I don't think you see it with Zach Taylor. I don't think you see it with freaking Andy Reid. I don't think any of these coaches are too much of a control freak. They just call plays. But they let their quarterbacks do their plays if they need to. If they feel like this play needs to happen, they take that suggestion with the quarterback. And you got to let the quarterback call the shots sometimes. I think that's what makes it so interesting. But the problem with Kyle Shanahan is I don't think he likes to be challenged by a quarterback. He likes his quarterback to listen to him and do the plays. You don't see Tom Brady coming over here because Tom Brady's not a pushover. Tom Brady's not a yes man. Tom Brady's going to do whatever it takes to fucking win. Aaron Rodgers, he can give zero fucks about Kyle Shanahan's play call. He's going to do it his fucking way. It's going to be like my way or the highway, or don't fucking tell me what to do. That's why we're not getting none of those quarterbacks. Because those quarterbacks, they're not going to deal with that shit. They're not somebody to fucking listen to. They're going to do it their way. You got somebody like Brock Purdy, who is technically still young and listens to Kyle like his own father figure. He's going to listen to his daddy because he's going to call the plays and he's going to do exactly what he tells him. You look at Trey Lance, a good kid. He's going to listen to what Kyle tells him because he just controls the offense. You don't have that dog at the quarterback position. You don't have that quarterback who challenges Kyle Shanahan to step up his shit. There's none of that at the quarterback position. I think Debo has called out Shanahan from time to time. I think Kittle has. But you don't see it at the quarterback position. And that's where the issue is. That's where it can separate us from winning a Super Bowl because we don't have a quarterback who can carry us. A lot of our fans, half our fan bases are very much hopeful of Brock Purdy because of those 8 games. But let's not fool ourselves yet. Let's see what happens when he recovers, and we'll be the judge on it. But it's too cute. We're falling for these fucking game samples, and we're thinking this guy's the guy, and we don't know what he can be right now after the injury. And then we're just judging on Trey too soon, and we're giving up on the kid, and it's just kind of sad that we don't even have no fucking full support for this kid. I feel like if he doesn't get a fair chance, then why even fucking keep this kid? You know, why keep him? Why keep Trey if we're not going to let him be the fucking starter? I say let the kid fucking start. Let him start. Let him get some games in. Let Brock Purdy recover. And if Brock Purdy recovers, fine. But if Trey does so well, then why fucking put him back out there? I think it has to be fair that Trey has to be the starter, one way or the other. Because one, you might as well trade him if you're not going to play him. You're wasting a spot on somebody who can help us. And I think the reason why we took a fucking trade for this kid is because of his potential and upside. This guy can take this offense to the next level, but the problem is we haven't seen enough of it because of the injuries, and we just have too many fucking idiotic fans that don't have patience. I know. We have a contending team. We have a team that's contending, and we don't have patience for this project quarterback. We want him to become the guy right away, but that doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way whatsoever. The quarterback, dude, we're looking to win a Super Bowl now. We don't want to wait for this kid to develop. We want this kid to be ready. That's what all of us are. All of us Niner fans just want Trey ready or just fucking trade him. That's just the narrative on this kid. And we have to be patient with this development. That's the part of what we don't. That's the part of what our fans are frustrated about. You have to let the kid play. You have to let him go through the growing pains to be successful. You don't expect this quarterback to be successful overnight unless he plays a lot of games. And you got to understand, when you made that move for this kid, you knew you were willing to take that chance with him going through some growing pains and maybe having a lost season just for the better, just so we can get better throughout the next season. Because that's how you build experience from quarterbacks. But we're not patient. So we saw Brock Purdy go 7-0 or 7-1 as a starter, and now we're crowning this kid as our starter. But I bet you in this second season for him, the defense is going to have some film on this kid. And they're going to find his weakness and tendency because he's not something special. He is a system quarterback. And you don't want to believe me, He runs it exactly how Kyle Shanahan wants to run the offense. He is nothing special. He's slightly better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll give him that. He's kind of like more of a Kirk Cousins. I know it sounds crazy, but that is Kirk Cousins, bro. That is Kirk Cousins. The system, not the strong arm talent, just knows how to execute the offense. And that's what Shanahan likes. You don't need to be mobile in his offense. You just need to be quick enough to throw the ball and avoid the sacks, because his offensive line ain't going to fucking block for too long. You got to throw that ball quickly. And this offense is kind of like the old school Broncos offense from the 90s. The way they're running, it's a little different. But we have a little bit of that West Coast offense where we throw the ball quickly. We have all the weapons, but can it be the Super Bowl? It's just not going to happen if we don't get that position settled. So we're going to have questions about Brock Purdy being the guy. And then we're going to wonder if Trey Lance was a wasted draft pick, because Shanahan should already know what to expect from the kid. If you are a Super Bowl contending team and you don't have patience for this kid, then maybe this wasn't the pick to begin with. But that's the question we all want to know. And I don't know what to say. The one thing that will hold us back from winning a Super Bowl under Shanahan is the quarterback position. He doesn't evaluate the position so well, but you got to give credit to Brian Griese. Brian Griese saw this Brock Purdy kid and took a flyer for this kid. So I'm pretty sure Greasy knows how to develop quarterbacks. I can see from his quarterback room they're getting better under his tutelage. But realistically, what does it take for this to change the narrative? The one thing that's going to hold Kyle Shanahan back is his play calling in the playoffs. He gets too cute, he gets too conservative, and he doesn't have the cojones to go for it on fourth down when we need to win that game. He doesn't have the instincts. He doesn't want to evolve this offense to something special. His offense works for quite a while, but then defense starts to figure it out. And that's kind of scary to think of it. You don't want to go back to the same shit again. Just because the other quarterback looks so great, you want to have him play. But here's the difference. Brock Purdy is limitation. He is limited. He's not going to throw you the deep ball. He's going to manage the game pretty well. He's going to make some necessary throws that you need to win games. But he's not going to be the kind of guy that's going to carry your football team. He is not that guy. He is not going to carry you to win a Super Bowl. You're out of your mind if you think this guy is your franchise quarterback. I got to see more than 8 games to be the judge. You can say 7-1 is a great start. It is a great start for him. It's a feel-great story. But can Brock Purdy be the guy? Can he be the franchise that we've been looking for since Steve Young? Winning that Super Bowl. Winning that 6th Lombardi is what matters. Whether Brock Purdy is the guy or Trey Lance, I just want that 6th Lombardi. But what's going to hold us back for a while is the trust issues with Shanahan. The control freak. He needs to let his quarterback make the calls at times to win games. And they got to go for it. You got to stop being scared in the big games. You got to be gutsy. And you gotta go for it, bro. When the game's on the line, you have to go for that on 4th and short. Don't play conservative. Don't punt the ball when you have a chance to have a lead and win this game. Because all you're doing is wearing out our defense. But I think if Shanahan wins that Super Bowl, he will silence those doubters. I think he would have to learn from his mistakes to win that Super Bowl. He would have to learn that the difference of what he got to this situation was was his biggest downfall, and this can be where he can fix that and win the big one. But we'll never know. But realistically, I think in no time, once we find out who our quarterback is and that quarterback can elevate us, I think that 6th Lombardi will be coming pretty soon. Whether it's this season or the upcoming season or at Levi's. We don't know. So I'll let you know what I think, and I'll keep you all posted. And as always, go Niners.